Welcome back, folks. I am here starting up a new small series on the channel where I will be ranking all wonder weapons in zombies. I'm going to break this down by game, and for now we'll be sticking to Treyarch games only. If there is interest in seeing wonder weapons from other non-Treyarch games get ranked, be sure to let me know so I can make that happen. In these videos we will do one game at a time, the only exception being this first video where I rank World at War and Black Ops 1 together. World at War just doesn't have enough in it to make a video by itself. In future games, we will have to introduce and explain some new rules, but for now, these games are simple enough where we don't have to get complicated yet. I am not including specialist weapons or equipment in this video, or the other wonder weapon ranking videos to come in this series. These may become their own videos in the future, but for now, they are not a part of this. All that being said, let's start ranking wonder weapons by crying with the worst one here. Our number 10 spot goes to none other than the VR-11. Perhaps not the worst for everyone, but in my eyes, it is the worst. I am simply offended by the VR-11's existence, and I have to put it here. This thing is just dog water. I'd rather have a monkey bomb, and if I really want to use a weapon slot for a distraction weapon, then I'll use the crossbow and pack-a-punch it. Sure, it can calm down George, but water exists, so... This weapon is slightly more useful in multiplayer, but it is nowhere near a significant enough shift for me to care. It is only one target at a time, its distraction effect is janky at best, and it is an easy choice for me as the worst across these two games. Our number 9 slot belongs to the Winter's Howl. You're really either going to be picking the VR-11 or the Winter's Howl to be your worst one. I went with the VR-11, so naturally the Winter's Howl has to come next. And speaking of the Winter's Howl, have you ever wanted to cry? Have you ever been outside in the winter? You put these two concepts together and you have the Shitter's Howl. Oh, wait, no, that says Winter's Howl. Well, you're going to cry, and then your tears will freeze to your face because this useless piece of metal is dreadful to use. It is piss poor on damage, and you'll burn through ammo before you can blink. What else can I say about this thing that hasn't been said already? It is awful, and that is all we need to know. Let's move on to our next item. Our number 8 slot belongs to the World at War ray gun. When I was something like 12 years old and playing Nocturne Toten, I would have committed atrocities to get my hands on this thing. I had no concept of high rounds or what was good or bad in the game. I see cool gun, I want cool gun. I'd get to round 12 and be ecstatic. Now that I am no longer a foolish child but a foolish adult, I can see how piss poor this weapon is. It is better than the filth below it on this list, but it isn't anything special or good. It looks cool, it started zombies down the path of wonder weapons, and that is where the nice things end. It isn't good, and you're better off without it. Bringing in number 7 is the Black Ops 1 ray gun. The ray gun in Black Ops 1 is not much different from World at War. It looks better and feels better, but in reality it is much the same. The benefit in Black Ops 1 is that for half of the game, you're able to have PhD and protect yourself from downing to your own splash damage. Outside of that, it's the same old story. The ray gun is fun early, but quickly converts into a cool light that won't harm the zombies. Number 6 is the Wunderwaffe of World at War. Iconic and strong, the Wunderwaffe keyed players into the fact that more wonder weapons besides the ray gun were not only possible, but happening right now in Shi No Numa. It works excellently there, but unfortunately for Darius, it bugs out Jug and means you die very easily while using it. That is a major downside to the weapon, and is what keeps it lower on the list, however, still above quite a few because it can kill zombies well. Number 5 is the Black Ops 1 Wunderwaffe, where we can finally end the back and forth between World at War and Black Ops 1. The Black Ops 1 Wunderwaffe is all of the fun and power of the World at War Wunderwaffe, but this time, playing on Darius means you can keep your Jug while using the Wunderwaffe. This is a massive win for the weapon and helps it out a ton. I still find that the Wunderwaffe doesn't seem quite as powerful as I recalled. It takes more shots to wipe a horde than I would expect, and maybe that's just me remembering the past wrong. With this version, you have to pick a usable Wunderwaffe where you keep Jug, or the beloved PPSH. At least for the terms of making this video, losing the PPSH is worth it to have a safe Wunderwaffe to use, and that's why it is above the World at War version. Our number 4 spot belongs to the Scavenger. Now we're getting into the big 4 of Black Ops 1, and it has to be said that it is disappointing to be missing out on power-ups most of the time when using these wonder weapons. They could be eons better if you were able to get drops while using all of these weapons. The Scavenger, however, does find itself at its 4 spot because of its lethality and iconicism. My baby, the Scavenger, is certainly the coolest wonder weapon of Black Ops 1, even if it isn't the best. The sound of its explosions when pack-a-punched gives me the vibes of Star Wars and the Fetz explosives.
I'll freeze to death.
If this weapon was a viable high round weapon, it'd be so much higher on this list and higher in everybody's weapon rankings across all of zombies. However, it is a very cool weapon and it is lethal for a while, which keeps it at 4, although it could be better. My number 3 spot is the wave gun / zap gun. I am of course counting these as one weapon because they are a package deal. You have the starting zap guns that are dual wield and take out zombies one by one. They can then be stacked together to make the wave gun that does an area of effect to groups of zombies, and it cooks them from the inside out. Seeing the zombies float up and expand before exploding, alongside that microwave pop sound, the whole thing is extremely fun to do, and it makes you wish you had infinite ammo so you could just keep making zombie blimps. On top of it being a very fun weapon, it is also a bit stronger than the Scavenger, which is why it sticks right above it at 3, but not quite as high as my top 2. The number 2 spot belongs to the baby gun. I may not be the biggest fan of Shangri-La, but I am certainly a fan of this wonder weapon design. This is one of the wonder weapons I'd point to say, this is how you make a wonder weapon. It behaves in a unique way and adds an entirely new mechanic with the baby zombies. It is technically useless because it doesn't damage zombies directly, but it makes it so you can do all the work by running backwards into the horde you'd normally be running from. You can also convince your monkey friends to convert drops into max ammos so you can keep using this weapon more. It is helpful and strong, it is unique and fun. That is what a wonder weapon should be all about. The number 1 spot is truly no surprise, being the Thunder Gun. Need I say much more than the name of this gun? This thing is fun to look at, fun to use, and incredibly powerful. It will blast away your troubles in a satisfying way. The audio of your shots and your reloads, it's all fantastic. This is what everyone clamored for during the run of Black Ops 1, and it's the reason that many friendships were broken. This thing is a get out of jail free card, and it is always incredibly valuable to have one of those in zombies. It makes this gun the cream of the crop. And that concludes the first section of this series. I'm looking forward to making these for the games to come and seeing where all those wonder weapons fall. This is probably going to be one of the worst groups of wonder weapons that we will be looking at. Black Ops 1 did have some good going for it, but when they had good ones, they stripped away the ability to get drops, so you have to keep recycling the weapon to get ammo, and it's just not great. I am making this series as I am gathering some information for a large video I have planned in the future, which I am excited to make and see what comes of it. For now, that's all I've got. If you enjoyed, leave a like, a comment, or subscribe. Farewell, until next time.